what's wild is, so at one point I had moved into the public storage unit. I had got a storage unit, and I would sleep in the storage because it was climate controlled.
And certainly that's
frowned upon.
Frowned upon. I'm sure that shit is illegal. Maybe not illegal, but
yeah, frowned
against
upon.
The rules.
They sent me a note at one point like, "Hey, you can't be sleeping." They slid a note.
So they knew you were there.
Yeah, it was wild because multiple people do it. I didn't think about it, but I ran into it. I used to pick up a
He had neighbors.
Dog.
He had neighbors in the storage unit.
The first guy I met was literally right next door in the storage unit. And he put me onto The Richest Man in Babylon, which is the greatest financial advice book I've ever read. And it taught me a lot. He was talking to me about finances. We're both poor.
Yeah.
But he's telling me, read The Richest Man in Babylon. And we start talking about the philosophy of like saving money and using money, and unreal from that guy in the storage unit. And yeah, it was just wild. Like my mind just started working towards like surviving, and
And welcome to Tyler Is Groce Podcast. It's a podcast where me, Tyler Groce, talks to his successful comedian friends and other friends about everything, growth, life, what you up to, what you working on, what you struggling with, what you trying to get better at. Because I'm trying to be the best and beat them or whatever they got going on. And we got a great one for you today. We got Andre Ricks, my boy Andre, dude. Very funny comedian. He's one of these dudes I've always seen around, and I've talked to him and I've liked him, and I sat down with him and I feel like I got to something. Like I was like, oh wow, this is who this dude is. He's just so openly himself. He's so funny and silly and low key. He's got a lot of stuff going for him. He's part owner of the East Austin Comedy Club, so go check that out in Austin, Texas. It's a great comedy venue. It's real small. It's intimate. Free wine for everyone who goes. So find a better spot that has that. And yeah, check me out. Of course, I'm in New York. I'm very slow. I'm easing my way into this. I'm not trying to rush and jump into there and try to fight my way to get whatever. I'm just trying to chill the fuck out and enjoy the city for a goddamn second. I'm telling myself, there's the part of me that wants to go and conquer, and there's the part of me that's like, fucking relax. And I'm indulging in the relax part. So that's where I'm at. But I do have a show coming up because, I'm still me. So I got a show. Check out my website, Tyler Is Groce, and I have a calendar at the bottom of the website, and I keep it updated with all the shows that I get. It's in Brooklyn. It's a house show in this backyard. It's supposed to be a really good one. So if I got any New York people, come check that out. But besides that, I got the Instagram TJ Groce. and Andre has an Instagram as well. Should have looked it up earlier. Check that shit out. Always like and subscribe if you like this, if you watch this, if you enjoyed it. Rate and review if you're on the things, on the podcast app. And I hope you're well, because I'm doing pretty good. So enjoy Andre Ricks. Super funny, super interesting, crazy life. He's done all sorts of the wacky trajectory of this chill ass motherfucker. Just get into it. You'll see. Enjoy.
The pursuit of
self-improvement, growth,
Yeah.
Just also I can learn how to beat you.
Oh, I saw that on the...
Yeah, isn't that cute?
How you can be better than me.
Smart. That's the idea.
That's smart.
See, it flatters you. It's like, I'm trying to talk to my successful friends
about
how I can crush you, motherfucker. Because that's what...
Right.
Isn't that what we all kind of are doing? Especially in comedy. Like, it's a little bit of like...
You feel the competition? I don't feel the competition. I'll tell you, I will say this.
You above it?
I'm above the... I'm above the competition on stage. But ever since I got into the business owner world,
yeah,
the competition's real. That's real.
Tell me about that.
It just feels like it's like semi Game of Thrones type shit. Like,
do you feel like people are coming after you?
You start to think like that because when things don't go your way or something happens and you're like, there's no plausible reason other than somebody, you know what I mean? Or that is just a plausible reason that could be.
Right.
You start to think like, all right, who's making moves?
Right. I don't want to, I don't want to speak too much for political reasons, but, I mean, there's two things going on at the same time, and one of them in the scene, you know what I'm talking about. One of them been going on for like 30 years, and one of them is new, and it's like, what are y'all doing, man?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's factions.
It's just little tactics, little things that are like.
It is, and
damn. So do you ever think like
chess moves?
You ever think like, I'm gonna burn down?
I've thought about murdering every comedy club owner.
I'm gonna find
in the city.
Derek Comedy Club, and I'm gonna fucking murder him.
For sure. You think about it because it's like that's the easiest way to win.
I'm gonna cut his brakes.
It's the easiest way, but then it's like there's legalities behind murder.
And also like, there's plenty of people.
To what?
To have multiple comedy clubs.
Oh, I thought you were saying to hire to kill.
No. There's plenty of people to like.
For sure.
They'll come to your club. Sometimes your nights are hot. Sometimes they're less hot.
Oh, you're talking about audience? Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that what you're talking
about? Yeah.
I thought you meant like, a night doesn't. You don't get a lot of people for a night, so you're like, fuck. I bet you that other club took them all. That's not what you're saying.
Kind of. That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
That is what I'm saying. But I'm saying I do agree. There's enough room for everybody to be here. I'm just saying the easiest way to make sure I got room is to kill everybody.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Just something you got to run through.
How long? Because how long have you been doing stand up?
August made 5 years.
5 years. Okay, so you've been doing it for 5 years. When did you stop feeling the competition? Because I feel like that's an endemic of. This is what I've come to recently with comedy. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's some people who do comedy. And I think the ones who make it are the people who love the craft. They love it. And they like doing it. And they like performing.
Also a bit crazy.
A little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And the people who stop doing it are either they're awful and terrible or shitty people or something like that. Or they do it enough. They weren't popular in high school. And then this is their chance to be cool and popular.
Yeah.
And then once they get there, they're kind of like, oh, I got everything I needed. I don't actually need to.
I got the validation
I got the validation I'm looking for.
For sure.
I feel like comedy is a game of validation. You're saying you're out of it.
Yeah, because I was never part of the validation game in like high school. Like I also came into this when I was like 30.
Yeah.
So I was a little older.
Yeah.
But high school was never about, like I didn't hang out try to be in a group. I was just playing basketball, sports. So we're kind of separate from school. Right. And so you can see, the politics of high school, the cliques, people that are doing too much trying to fit in, Yeah. Same thing in comedy. People doing too much trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Looking for friends, social life. I got into it because it just felt like, it met most of the criteria I've ever wanted for a job.
Which are?
Say what I want, wear what I want, work when I want, go where I want.
Mm-hmm.
There's no boss. I get out of it what I put in.
Do you love the craft?
I do like it.
Or is this just or is it a little bit of means to an end?
Means to an end.
Interesting. That's crazy to me because you're so funny, number
Thank
one.
You. I appreciate it.
And also, like, you seem like you're very smart. Are you smart?
I mean, I don't know if I'm not classically educated.
The educate is one thing. But you seem like you like.
I feel intuitive to things. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
See, this is what smart people say. They're like, well, I feel,
You feel it, yeah. You feel your way through life.
I see patterns and follow what I think is the correct path.
For sure.
Like, that's what smart people do, though. I feel like a lot of intelligence is just pattern recognition.
I think a lot of life is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can see it, recognize it in yourself also, you can make changes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know it's about smart, but,
But you seem smart, you're funny, but you view comedy as just like, let me just do this until I can get enough money to be good where I'm at.
Yeah, because the ultimate goal is to chill. It's not to be on stage.
That's this is what you do to me, Andre, when I talk to you. I remember, I think you live in an apartment now, huh?
Yeah.
You live somewhere now.
Yeah.
I remember a year or two ago, you was living in the van.
Yeah, I've always lived somewhere.
You've always lived somewhere, which is admirable. So you was living in a van, and you was telling me about it, and I was fascinated. I was like, "Whoa, you actually doing the thing where people live in a van and do that for a little bit." And the way you were telling me about it, you just like, yeah, like I live in the van, and wake up, might open the window, get some air in.
Yeah.
And, go get some food. I got a little hot plate, cook it up. Go do shows at night.
Yeah.
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 Meet a girl, go to her house, can't take her to the van.
Yeah.
And then, that's it. And you always make it sound like after you're done talking, I'm like, I always feel like I'm the dumb one. That's why I'm like, man, how am I not in a van right now? How do I have an apartment when you make vans? And you're like, the goal is to chill. And I'm like, why am I doing all this shit? The goal is to chill.
Yeah. Well, I don't know any other way. And to me, there's very practical steps to get there.
Yeah.
So it's like, moving into the van was like, I got to get all my expenses.
That's the thing. It doesn't seem like when you think of van living, you think someone fucked up or someone's being lazy, but this doesn't seem like that. This seems calculated. This seems like
this was all chosen.
That's what I'm saying. This seems very like he knows what he's got a vision in mind, and you are like doing your own thing, and you're like, yeah, I know what it looks like, but watch.
Yeah, I can't care what it looks like because it's like I can't see me. I can only tell you why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if I cared about what it looked like, it's like I wouldn't do a lot of shit.
So he's in the van, and then when and why did you give up the van?
I still got the van.
Well, but you don't live in it.
I do not live in it. Contingency.
It's like if you need a break, you
contingency.
You get in a fight with your girl, you're like, I need to take a break. You start up the van.
Yeah. But wait, what was the question?
Why? When did you? I guess I said when did you give up the van? You still have the van. When did you move from the van to an apartment?
Oh, this year, February.
What prompted that?
I did a summer in Texas in the van with no AC.
This last summer was real bad.
It was real bad.
It was a real bad summer.
Wait, not 2021 I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. 2020. This last one was awful.
And before this one came, I was like, I need to get. And plus, I had more money coming in to pay a rent. So I was like, I don't want to. At first, I was just going to do for the summer, then go back to the van in the winter, in the fall. Save money.
I got my summer home in my winter van. I understand.
A lot of people don't think about this. I am a property owner.
Yeah.
I own a van.
You own a van?
I own the rights to.
And then you live with somebody?
Yeah, I live with Rosa, the Indian.
Oh, Rosa. Okay, gotcha. And then y'all have the club together.
We got the club.
East Austin Comedy Club.
East Austin Comedy Club.
Best comedy club in the city.
Some might say.
And then how did that come to be?
Just again trying to do my own thing and get to chilling.
You just work to chill.
Yeah, who what? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm in this game. I really like the art and I like the self-expression. And I'm using this as like a path of like self-actualization. I'm trying to like take what's in me, put it out, and that process feels meaningful to me. So I want to keep doing it at higher and higher levels, and I want to keep my skills and my talents getting better and better, so that.
What's the highest level? Because to me, like, you could do this in a room of 30 people. East Austin's 40 people. Mm-hmm. I could do it in that room forever. And, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I do have a need for status, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I guess there is a need of like I want to do good work, and honestly, when I get off the stage, I do prefer to just be like, all right, I'm back to being one of everybody else. I had my moment in the sun, and I'm no big deal. Yeah. But there is a thing where it's like, but I want motherfuckers to. There's a monster in there. They need to know,
and I need these motherfuckers to know. I need everyone to be cool. You don't got to do nothing special. You don't got to kiss the ring. You just
know that I got the ring.
You just gotta know. You just gotta know. See, that's the monster in me. I try to keep in check. Yeah. But it seems like you don't have that.
I do not. I just needed the respect. I just needed the respect so I could make money in this game. I just needed people to know, like, oh yeah, Dre's funny. He's worth putting on a show, paying. It'll be of a quality product. Mm-hmm. But I don't need. I don't need to be famous. I've never chased fame. I'm chasing chilling. Max, chilling, and traveling. That's what I'm chasing.
So why are you like that?
I like peace. I like tranquility. I like watching clothes turn in the wash.
What? Why
Yeah.
are you like this?
I don't know.
Where did you learn this?
What learn?
Are people like? Are your parents? Is this a family thing? Is this? Where does this come from?
No, my people aren't as chill. My mom for sure now. I don't know. I just like.
What's your mom like?
My mom's loud. She's a personality.
Okay.
She's loud. She's opinionated. She's cool.
Okay.
But she's a big personality.
Yeah.
My dad's an outgoing guy. Tries to be clever, witty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. They together?
They're not together.
Were you raised with them together?
No, I've never seen them in the same room that I can remember.
Really?
Yeah.
For like a birthday party?
No.
But you were raised by both of them?
So I live with they were together, we split. I was with my mom for like 2 or 3 years, from like 6 to 8, and then I grew up in Lubbock with my pops from 4th grade to I graduated high school.
Huh.
So Lubbock is also a part of why I'm like this, because it's such a chill atmosphere, country vibes.
And you got that country. You got country vibes a little bit.
Yeah, I could sit on a porch.
I could sit on a porch, just with a caffeinated mango salsa water from HEB.
Watching cars go by.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
this does seem like a lot of work for a person who wants to chill. It seems like there's shorter, easier ways to chill. There's a shorter path to chill than starting a comedy. And then starting comedy, which is a hard thing to do, you gotta get up there and bomb and feel weird, and then you have to put your, like you're saying, you have to get other people's respect, which is like put your hopes and dreams on them, a little bit. Like, hopefully y'all like me. Eventually they do, and then I don't know how'd you get the capital to start a club? Was it a low overhead?
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. And then I had a partner. So,
yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard.
There's a lot of work.
It definitely is stressful
to get to the lemonade on the porch.
It is stressful, but it's like what you gotta. I think it was Lupe Fiasco. I'm trying to. I'm trying to go public.
I love Lupe Fiasco.
I'm trying to go public so I can get to private.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But once I decided to do it,
he said, kick push, coast. Very similar.
It's in the same manner.
Yeah. I'm trying to kick push so I can get to the coast.
So I'm trying to coast.
And away we'd go, just a rebel, looking for a place to go.
When I decided to do it, it's like I didn't need people to like me. I just needed to get good at the craft. So I studied the craft from a technical. I'm not the best performer. I would say you're a better performer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I need it.
I don't need to.
I need it. I'm up here like, what about now? Y'all like me now? Y'all like me now? And you're like,
I'm trying to sit on a stool for an hour and then walk away with 40 grand cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tried to write this joke. It's not really a joke, but for me, it's like the worst part of doing stand-up is the part where I got to stand up.
I mean, listen, I get that 100%. Whenever I started doing improv, early on, it'd be like every single scene, I would start off by grabbing the chair and sitting down.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want to stand up and do this fucking scene. I'd be like, we're on the beach? Okay. Beach chair. Boom.
Beach chair.
Oh, where are we? Haunted house? Oh, fucking spooky haunted chair that I'm sitting. Beach chair. That's crazy. Okay, so, and then you started at 30. Which is late for comedy.
Yeah.
What were you doing from 20 to 30?
That whole decade?
Yeah.
20 to 26, I was getting real high, smoking weed, and just chilling hard. I was working in restaurants, probably working 3 days a week.
See, this is what I'm saying. If you was really about chilling, this is the life you'd live.
Yeah, I mean, there's also an element of needing comfortability, especially the older you get.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I can only be with roommates and, riding around with no AC for so long.
Right, and then also, you can't be getting hoes.
I mean, I was.
I mean, I'm sure. Listen, we all know Andre was getting hoes. Okay? But it's not. We don't got to argue about that. But it's harder to bring a hoe to a van.
Stability is the.
Yeah.
Stability is. First of all, shout out to all the hoes out there.
Shout out to all
that keep people motivated during their struggles. And then shout out to the stable ones that hold us down in our old age.
We need all of y'all.
It's a whole.
It's the ecosystem.
It's a whole ecosystem.
We appreciate y'all.
But yeah, stability is what. Yeah. To me, chilling and stability go together.
So there's no part of you that is starting this business that thinks like it's kind of cool that I own a comedy club though.
I think it's cool that I can provide for. I like the fact, like especially with all the shows, it's like I get to feed people. I can put food in their pockets and give them station. Because I know that looking at it, I know there's people that need to perform. They love the spotlight.
Yeah.
And they love and to be able to provide like a quality show in a quality room is tight. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all a means to an end for me. It's not I feel like I've already got the respect I was looking for, and sense of validation. I got that already, and now it's just kind of like just giving back and then taking something off the top.
Yeah, isn't that, man? It's whenever I realized recently what comedy is, and it's the scene is not the art, but the scene, the people. It's just asking and giving validation.
Yeah,
that's what the whole thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you as a club owner, maybe you feel it now, maybe you don't. I feel like since we've known each other for a long time and been homies, and we have a mutual respect for each other. That like if I'm like, hey, can I get on a show? You'd be like, yeah, well, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
But some people are probably like, oh man, Andre Ricks, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the club owner. Oh, I better. I hope he picks me because then I know I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh yeah, of course you don't. Because also like it's but then you do that. You're like, hey, I'm gonna give this guy a shot. Hey, you want to come be on the show? And they're like, finally someone sees that I'm good at this.
For sure.
And then they start running their own show, and then they're like, well, now I get to decide who's good. That's what we're all doing with each other. It's this emotional. It's this deeply emotional, but we do bits, so we never fucking talk. We can't get that deep, so we just do bits and not talk about it. But it's really just like, I hope someone likes me enough to book me, because then I know I'm funny, instead of just being like you probably are, more or less, where it's like, no, I know I'm funny, I just need y'all to see it eventually so I can do what I need to do
what I gotta do. I mean, it is validation on my end as well,
sure,
but it's if it don't come, I don't really trip. It's like, I can do my own thing and I can go different routes. It's just this one seems like what I'm trying to do in my mind, it feels like the best route.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So you're 20 to 26, you're smoking weed.
26, high as shit, moved to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's
5 months.
Chill Zone Central right there.
5 months I was in Puerto Rico chilling.
Chilito.
I had like 10 grand in the bank.
I'm doing what?
Just saving money.
Just saving restaurants?
Saving money, selling weed and shit.
Okay. And then you go to Puerto Rico for 5 months.
5 months. Didn't work out. I had a lot of fun, but it was just like I was trying to move there. And it was just like,
it's America. You can't.
You can just do it, but it just feels lawless. It feels like
really?
A little dangerous, especially if you on the poverty side of things. If you got money, I'm sure.
What happened?
I was talking to this old lady, and she was on the beach, and she was selling sillas and sombrillas, chairs and umbrellas. Renting them out. And I sat down next to her, and she was like, hey, why are you here? And I was just like, just came to check it out. Puerto Rico, thinking about moving out here. It's probably 4 months.
This sounds like the beginning of one of my improv scenes. I got a chair, I got an umbrella.
Beach chair.
Talking to an old lady.
Pulled up a beach chair.
What's up with this beach, man?
But she was like, you don't want to live here. You can't trust these people that backstab you.
This is a white lady?
Puerto Rican lady. Been there her whole life.
She's just telling you like it is.
She just gave me some game.
Huh. Does it seem poor in Puerto Rico?
A lot of poverty. I think they got one of the biggest housing projects in America.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
A lot of it's just how bad it is. So.
I mean, obviously, I'm not surprised because
Yeah, I mean, it's
how
not.
America treats brown people, but
It's not. I wouldn't say third world, but it's second and a half. It feels like
second and a half. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? One day, one of my roommates was like, "You want to go smoke some weed?" And I was like, "Yeah." We end up in the projects. Puerto Rican dude comes out, pulls out some weed, and then there's like 3 other homies hanging around, me and the roommate, and then they just start, hey dog, you want to see my gun? And they start pulling out guns and shit, and I'm like,
okay, so is that like, hey, I'm excited about my guns, let me show my friends? Or is it sort of like, hey, you want to see my guns? Look, we all got guns. Isn't that crazy how we all have guns?
We all got guns.
What do you got? Oh, you don't got no guns, do you? Huh. Well, let me hold $1. Is it one of those? Are they like?
It wasn't a robbery, but it was like it was a posturing. Like, hey, this is what's happening around here. We got guns. There was a they was pointing to this place. There was a shootout over there the other day, and then this most gangster dude I ever met in my life. You would think he would be like crazy, but he was just talking politics. Like a real gangster would. Like, I do this to make money for my family. Like, he's also giving game. Like,
Yeah.
talking real shit. Eyes bloodshot from smoking weed. And you're like, yo, my man is dead serious. Politics.
Like the politics of like what he's the
government.
like he's talking normal government politics. And he's just like talking about Trump or Biden or whoever was in
just all of this shit, how people move, why people.
He's just like, man, this shit is crazy how capitalism be fucking exploiting the workers and shit. That's why I'm trying to do that myself. Ha ha ha, you know that's the game, baby.
Trying to get my little piece of the pie.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Straight up.
See, that could have been you. That's chilling. You should have started.
That's not chilling. That's a stressful life, dog.
That's not chilling.
That's not chilling at all.
So you went to Puerto Rico. You was
Puerto
doing
Rico.
That.
Thought about joining the Air Force after she told me to leave. Went to Denver.
Right.
Denver was actually the first place I did comedy, 2016.
How'd you figure that out? That you wanted to give it a try?
Well, I wasn't doing shit, and I saw Mitch Hedberg's special, the 30-minute special, and I was like, I could write 10 one-liners right now. And so I wrote like 10 or 12, and then I was on stage like 2 hours later.
How many of them were good?
None of them. I don't think. This was the only one I remember.
How'd the set go?
The first set, I was looking at the paper. No, actually, I forgot like 5 of them. So I just rattled off the ones I could remember, and I didn't even look at the crowd. I was kind of looking down, but I got laughs. It wasn't like I was just up there owning it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what was the joke?
The only one I remember is if taxi drivers run the best routes, how come they don't try to be NFL wide receivers?
Yeah, it's not a great joke.
It's not good.
I get it.
Yeah.
I was excited with the setup. I was like, okay, where's this gonna go? And I was like, oh, it's more of a pun on routes than anything.
Routes.
Yeah.
So I had 10 of those.
Okay. Okay.
So the set didn't go fantastic.
But where did this? Okay, and then you weren't discouraged after that?
I did 2 open mics that night.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do it again for.
So you came to Austin?
Yeah. So this was 2013. So I didn't do it again for 4 years. Life. Oh, wow. I had a whole bunch of life and shit. I wasn't trying to be a comedian either. I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because this is what happened. I won second funniest person in my high school.
Okay. See, that's why you're not looking for the validation. You got it when you needed it.
First friendliest person, second funniest person.
You know what I won in high school?
What's that?
Fucking nothing. I didn't win shit.
You didn't get nothing?
I didn't get on the sports teams.
No?
I didn't get in any clubs.
But guess what? You're the funniest person in Austin, dog.
Hey, listen, man. 2022 funniest person in Austin right here.
Crowned him.
Crowned it. I had the cape and everything.
Cape. You get a ring?
You weren't there?
I was not there.
You had to give a speech, and I had to pretend. I thought of what to say, but I had to pretend like I didn't know what I was going to say. It was a master class in acting. I was like, thanks, everybody. You know.
Oh, you was
like,
first of all, I want to thank the Lord.
I was trying to pretend like, man, I didn't even know this was going to.
You knew.
I knew. It's hard to admit, but I knew.
You knew.
I feel like it's rude to admit, but I'm like.
I mean, I saw the lineup and I was like, there's only 2 options here.
Who's the other one?
Casey, yeah. I thought she would give you a run for it. I felt like you could have won it a few years ago, actually, before you went to Amsterdam.
In 2018.
Amsterdam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what someone told me, and I was like, I thought I had a good set, but I didn't place.
Oh, I didn't see the set. I just felt like you were one of the funnier people. That's a check?
Yeah, it's a check.
Look at him. Look at him.
That's the envelope. That's a check right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to let my girl keep that because I'm keeping the money.
Oh, you got a girl?
She can have the... Huh?
You got a girl?
Yeah, this is her place.
Oh.
Yeah, this ain't my vibe. You think I have all these pillows?
Yeah.
A green... You think I get this chair?
Nothing in here said you didn't live here.
Yeah, none of this is mine. The only shit... Only this shit is mine. I'll show you a video of my apartment, the one in New York, because I already got it. It's all set up.
Yeah. Here's how much I thought this was your place. I saw the boots there, and I was like, oh, his girl left her boots.
I thought you were like, man, he's got some fly boots. I'm glad you were like, these are some cute ass. Here, I'll show the people in the camera. It's like, hey, man, Tyler got some boots, dog.
Yeah.
Some cute ass boots, man. Snake skin. Nah, but...
She going to New York with you?
No, she's staying here. She just moved in here.
Y'all gonna stay together?
Yeah, I think we're gonna like open it up, or we're gonna stay together.
Oh, okay.
But you know, not even open it up to like, let me go get some strength. But it's just
not put
like
too many shackles on it.
it's not too many shackles, man. Both of us are pressure people. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and like we don't need to be putting pressure on this, otherwise it's gonna fall apart.
Gotcha.
So it's just like, yo, if I gotta go, just relieve that pressure valve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. If she needs to go do what she needs to do. Have you ever been in an open relationship?
No.
No.
I don't think I would.
You don't think you'd like it?
I feel like I could do it for the other person. Like I wouldn't mind if they, but I don't think I could.
You don't think you could sleep with anyone else?
No, not and be like the faithful, committed I want to be.
Right. Like that.
Like the idea in my head of a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
But I could see how another personality type. It's like I need to explore. But I like the time that we spend together. It's like, you know.
Could you be in an open thing where they're open and you're just like, no, I just love you, girl.
That's what I'm saying.
You could do that,
I feel like I could.
and you're not jealous either.
I get a little jealous, but if I know that's the situation.
Right.
If I don't know that's the situation, then it's like I'm expecting you to commit like I'm committing.
Right. Isn't that funny? Like, it's one of these things where it's like we are we have our parental examples that we internalize, and then we have society stuff that we internalize, and we have these ideas of what a relationship is. And I think about that too. Like I think about like I want my girl, my ever since I was a kid. This is some kid shit.
Yeah.
I don't even want this for real, but my inner kid self is like, I want my girl. I want, like that pure. I want like a pure, nice girl. I'm not saying she needs to be like
a Christian.
Nah, she don't need to be a Christian, nothing like that pure, but just like a nice, sweet girl who loves me.
Doesn't use vibrators.
And I love her. No, she can use vibrators, that's fine, but just I want that. And then like, but then you meet these hoes, and it's like, well, these girls seem nice too, And then and then you start dating some of them, and you're like, oh, I like some of the nasty crazy too. I like some of that.
Yeah.
And then you fall in love, and then they're like, I remember I had a girlfriend once. She was like, oh, I had a threesome one time, and listen, I've never had a threesome. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a threesome.
Sure.
I don't look down upon threesomes.
Sure.
But my pure angel, baby angel,
had a threesome.
That at the time that was my feeling, and I had to sit with that feeling and be like, well, this isn't fair. She's allowed to do that, but why am I having this strong reaction?
Right.
Because I want my girl to be pure. But then she's like, yeah, I had this three-way, and we was like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, you nasty girl. But then I was like, no, it's not nasty. That's just some old shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so it's like
sometimes you gotta check your thoughts and be like,
yeah. That was a moment where I was like, I can't judge her for that, because you would have a threesome and you'd think it was cool, but then she has a threesome that I think is weird.
I had to do the same thing about sexual partners, and be like, because I was like, if your number's too high, this is way back in the day, but if your number's too high, it's like, I can't really. He kind of like a hoe.
Yeah.
But then I think about my numbers, and it's times 3. It's times 3, and I'm like, oh.
The highest number you would accept, you're like, you've blown past that 3 times over.
3 times over.
And it's like, well, either I have to change or just be an asshole. Just own that, no, I'm an asshole. I can fuck whoever I want, as many people, and you gotta have. But you don't want to be that guy.
I'm not that guy.
You don't want to be that guy.
When you start thinking about it, it makes sense. Like, oh, you gotta let them do them.
Mm-hmm.
And then if y'all come together after that, it's all good. But you got to check your thoughts. It's like, that should have fucked you up.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I thought about it, and I sat with it, and I was just kind of like, okay, I still love you, you nasty bitch, but but I was like, all right, whatever, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
But that's just those leftover ideas that you get that you like. But there's a part of it where it's like those kind of thoughts you have to check.
Yeah.
But there's still part of it like I still want a sweet, nice girl.
Sure.
I can't have like there needs to be a core of like, no, but I'm like a nice, sweet person.
Yeah. I had that reaction to a vibrator.
Okay. What do you mean?
Just in my head, it was like, it feels dirty. It feels like I'm getting replaced. It feels like there was a little jealousy. And then I had to think about it like, What are you gonna do? Everybody wants to bust a nut. What are you gonna do? Stop it from busting nuts? That's crazy. That's crazy thinking. Like, yeah, let her. She needs to get off.
She gotta do it, man.
So
she gotta do it. Also, they don't. They look like a dick, but they don't really. No one really. Women don't really jam it in themselves like that.
The dildos they do.
But most women, the women that I've dated are always like, no, I just let it vibrate on the clit.
That's the vibrator. But then there's the dildo.
But I never they're never. Every single girl I've ever fucked with is like, I'm not jamming that thing inside me.
Really?
Yeah, they're always like, no, just rub it on the outside. Maybe put it in a little bit, but it's not like it's not like they're using it to fuck themselves like you fuck them.
Yeah. I mean, either way, no. It's like, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really.
What are you going to do?
It's none of my business.
No.
But damn. So he was 26.
In Puerto Rico,
and then
on a beach too.
And then you don't do comedy for 4 years.
Yeah, I did it twice. No ambition to do comedy. Really, just beyond that.
And then what made you start in Austin?
I was driving the city. I drove the city bus for 4 years.
Okay.
And then
that seems like a chill job.
You would think. It was chill. It is chill in like physical aspect.
Right.
Mentally though, imagine just driving all day. You looking out for traffic, pedestrians, making left turns, right turns in a 40-foot bus.
Right.
That's not chill.
Are you saying it was stressful?
Oh yeah.
I feel like, but eventually you get the hang of it. You're like, oh, I'm driving the bus like it's driving a car.
Yeah, no, I could whip that thing for sure. But then you got crazy people getting on the bus. You gotta look out for.
Right.
You gotta let them on, let them off, answer questions. Still in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't as. Look at the next bus. Next time you see a bus driver.
I'm not. Well, I thought you were gonna say going, but I'm not getting on a bus.
No, just look at them in the face.
In Austin.
Just look at them in the face and be like, that person's sad.
Did you listen to podcasts or anything?
You can't listen to music.
They don't let you listen to music?
I got caught doing it.
Who caught you?
There's cameras everywhere. They can see you like fucking messing with it.
That's bullshit. That's fucking lame. Okay, but what if you bring like speakers?
Can't be free. You can't. You have to be in tune with like what's happening on the bus. There's no music playing on the bus. There's no.
Yes, that seems boring more than anything.
Boring, and then on top of that, you're dealing with homeless people like 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you got mental. You're not having real regular conversations for 50 hours a week. You're talking to like nut jobs. Damn. Mental cases.
What was it? Do you have a crazy one?
Tons, dog. Crazy was normal.
What's the story? Well, do you have a story that's stands out?
So the very first one, there's tons of them. First one was I was training. So you got somebody that's been doing it, and I'm behind the wheel on the northeast side, and this lady gets off the bus. I let her off. She gets off, walks in front of the bus and won't move. She's crying. And you're just like, get out the way. She just won't move.
Just bawling.
And you're like, all right. So you just got to wait it out, kind of. And that was how I started. That's how it started. And then it was like, you got to call the cops sometimes. You get people from like threatening other people.
That feels bad too, because you're like, these people are crazy.
Now,
like they need help. They don't need fucking guns and batons coming in.
But you can't help them.
Oh yeah, of course. You got a job to do.
Now imagine doing that 60 hours a week.
Damn.
For 4 years. First two were cool. It was just kind of flying by. And then I started getting more and more depressed, and I was like,
wow.
Where's most of my time going? Oh, that's right. Hanging around homeless people.
Right. Damn.
But yeah, that lady was crazy. And then, people get high. They get on the bus. This one dude he was high. He must have just hit the pipe. Gets on the bus. He pulls out handful of earrings, but it's just like the right earring. Like 20 different varieties. It was like no pairs. He's like, hey man, you want earrings? I was like, nah man, talking crackhead talk. And he gets in the back, he starts talking to himself, and then the lady in the very back, she goes, I'm scared. Like she just yells out, I'm scared. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, bitch, ain't no be scared of. He just in there talking to himself. But you gotta kind of be like, all right, keep an eye on him while you're driving.
But you're not expected, like if some shit goes down, you got to be like, all right, Andre to the rescue.
Nah, you call the dispatch.
Yeah.
No, APD. But it's just you got to be on alert all the time.
Yeah. I remember I was on a bus, I think in Austin. This was in college because for some reason we took the bus to go downtown. So I guess, so we didn't have to drive or park or anything.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to A&M, but we were in Austin. It was like the big trip to Austin, And we went down there and we were in a bus. I remember I sat down. I remember everybody was, sitting on the 2-seaters and they were pairing up and I was the one left over. And I ended up, and it was one of these dudes, like clearly there was this unhinged man. Maybe unhinged is too strong, but he was like, more than anything, he seemed like, he was on the bus in Austin, so he's probably not doing great. And then he had a big personality. He was a black dude. So probably poor black dude who was loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, me at the time and me now a little bit, I'm like, what's wrong with that? He's just another human on the bus. Sure. The hairs on my neck are standing up, but you know what? That's just my problem.
I'm not going to judge him.
That's not his.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge him. So I sit down, and this motherfucker, I don't remember exactly what he was saying to me, because it was a long time ago. But I remember him just being like, just asking me questions. Wait, what are y'all doing? I was like, oh, we're all in college. Where you go? Is it? Oh, go in College Station. He's just talking to me, and he was talking about maybe like, I feel like he was getting vaguely like violent or threatening about somebody else. Like, man, I was about to fucking slap the shit out of somebody. Man, can you believe she did that? And then I'm just me the whole time. I'm like, well, I'm sure she had a point, man. Like, I'm just like playing devil's advocate and doing whatever. And by the end of it, he was like, you know what, man? You cool. You sitting here, you talking to me. And most people, man, they think I'm crazy on this, but I'm not crazy, man. I'm like, hey, man, I just came to sit down and hang out.
Yeah.
And then eventually we all left. And I remember my friend that was sitting in front of me was like, dude, hey, I'm proud of you, man. You handled yourself well. I was watching the whole time. I was ready to jump in there if I had to, man. But you just kept your cool, and it was good. And I was like, yeah. I feel like most of the time, obviously you're driving the bus, but I feel like most of the time, them crazy people, if you talk to them, there's like, there's a human under the crazy.
For sure. So that's what you learn in the bus is people just want to be seen. And so if you acknowledge their presence, hey, dog, I see you. Don't even got to talk. You can get on. Hey, I see you. What's up? Put your money in, boom, boom, boom. But if you act like you don't see them and they talking, and I don't know, it's something about not acknowledging them that drives them crazy. Like it's.
Can you imagine? Like
what?
we have we have enough money to buy clothes and shower and look normal. So then we go to the store and everyone's like, "Oh, hello, can I help you?" And you're like, "No, I'm okay."
Sure.
But then imagine everywhere you go, everyone's sort of ignoring you.
That's tough
because you dirty, or you look a certain way, and you could be completely normal. It's like, hey, excuse me, hey, for real, I'm not crazy, and then you become, and then you're crazy. Self-fulfilling prophecy sort of a thing.
Yeah,
that's gotta be tough, man.
Yeah,
and then I've heard one of the big reasons why homeless people are crazy is because they fucking sleeping on the street, so you're outside, so you can't sleep.
You never get real rest.
You never get real rest because there's always cars, there's always someone kicking you, trying to tell you to move from where you are. You sleep deprived, you're going down. Then you're bored all day, so someone has some drugs, and you're like, well, I'll take a little bit. I can kill 8 hours if I get high on fucking some shit, and it's a spiral, man.
Yeah. You ever been homeless?
No. I'm just very empathetic.
Oh.
No, have you?
Yeah.
You've been van full. You've been full of van.
Full of van.
When were you homeless?
This was like.
Where were you homeless?
Here in Austin.
Okay.
The easiest place to do it.
Were you doing comedy at the time?
No.
I was about to say.
Was I doing comedy?
I was like, you could hit me up, man.
No, I wasn't doing comedy. I was right before I started full time doing comedy, but yeah, I had left my homie's apartment because it was just like bad vibes in there, and it was so bad. I was like, I would rather be homeless than be with this dude.
Damn.
I bought like a cot from Walmart, and I was like sleeping outside, but like away from the regular homeless people because I didn't want to be in the mix. I just needed to get my head straight. Yeah, I needed to get my head straight and and so and also in my mind for some reason was like, Dre, you got to build something from the ground up. And like in my mind was like literally from the from the ground up. And so
you bought a cot, so you're like from the cot up.
From the cot up.
I'm not
gonna sleep on the ground.
I'm not gonna sleep on the floor.
I got $30.
Yeah, I'll buy a cot. You start from the cot up.
I'll start from the cot, so 6 inches up.
Yeah.
And so I bought a cot, and I was, the Hancock Center right over here. I used to camp out behind the Hancock Center.
I don't know.
HEB, 24-hour fitness.
Like on 41st?
42nd and Red River.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so behind that. And then there's a U-Haul place on the other side of 35 on 38th. It's like,
how long were you homeless? How long did you sleep on a cot?
I was out there. Did it for maybe like 4 or 5 months.
Months? Okay. Wait, but what do you have any responsibilities? Do you have a job? Do you have anywhere you need to be?
That's when I started driving the bus. So my mind was like,
that's why you hated the homeless people, because you were like, man, these homeless people are crazy.
No.
I'm about after my shift, I'm gonna come join y'all. But
no, it was a wild time in my life, actually. One of the most freeing times and one of the most like engaged my mind's been with like survival and just life. Was just
like real life.
Real life. Just like really getting to like the bottom of like what's necessary for living and what peace is. And
We'll go on that. What did you learn in this time, in this crazy time when you were?
I learned you don't need a lot, and I learned that I have a fortitude to survive and build something. Like there's a strength in there that won't let me fail, because I went completely sober for this whole time, because I knew because I was smoking weed and drinking before, and I was like, if I keep doing that, I'll stay on the street.
Right.
So the mind switches, and it's like, I started reading books. I was reading like The Fall of the Roman Empire, fucking Art of War, The Richest Man in Babylon. Where
were these books coming from?
The library and shit.
Oh, okay. You just went to the library?
That's what homeless people do.
That is what homeless people do. They use the bathroom? Where'd you shower?
24-hour fitness.
You got a gym membership?
Gym membership. But what's wild is, at one point I had moved into the public storage unit. I had got a storage unit, and I would sleep in the storage because it was climate controlled. And
certainly that's
frowned upon.
Frowned upon. I'm sure that shit is
frowned upon.
Illegal. Maybe not legal, but
yeah, frowned
against
upon.
the rules.
They sent me a note at one point, like, hey, you can't be sleeping. They slid a note.
So they knew you were there.
Yeah, it was wild because multiple people do it. I didn't think about it, but I used to pick up a
He had neighbors.
Dog.
He had neighbors in the storage unit.
The first guy I met was literally right next door in the storage unit, and he put me onto The Richest Man in Babylon, which is the greatest financial advice book I've ever read, and it taught me a lot. He was talking to me about finances. We're both poor.
Yeah,
but he's telling me, read The Richest Man in Babylon, and we start talking about the philosophy of like saving money and using money, and unreal from that guy in the storage unit. And it was just wild. Like my mind just started working towards like surviving, and insane.
So what's the takeaways from The Richest Man? How is that a financial? Is that a novel?
It's not a novel. It's I don't know how you describe it.
Is it fiction, nonfiction?
It's billed as nonfiction. Yeah. Like the stories really happened, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. But the advice in it is sound. It's all about luck, and if luck is real, or do you create your luck? And it's like, well, hard work creates luck. You know what I'm saying? Like you put yourself in a position, things fall in your lap. You're prepared to take the opportunity. This is luck. You can create. It talks about paying off debts, which is like take 10%. Take 10% of your salary, put it towards these separate debts if you got, and slowly pay it down, and become a respectable man in society where it's like, I pay my debts. You know what I mean? It teaches you, if you want to invest, you talk to the jeweler about jewelry. You talk to the boat maker about boats. You don't talk to the boat maker about jewelry because he don't know. If you want to learn about money, you talk to the money man, the finance man. You know what I'm saying?
But you was talking to the storage man.
Well, he gave me the book. He gave me the book, which is insane. Insane. I didn't go seeking financial advice. This is what's wild, is I think he saw that I wasn't supposed to be there, like I didn't need to be there. But his intuition was like, I'm going to tell him about this book. Yeah. I told my nephew about I paid my nephew to read the book. I tell everybody to read that book.
I want to read it.
It's like 100 pages. It's nothing.
Oh, okay. I can read that.
It's just sound advice. It's just sound financial advice about paying off debts, working, generating wealth. Yeah. It's interesting.
So you do that.
Very interesting.
Are you a reader now?
Not so much.
Like, do you? I really like. There was a phase where I was going through it where I really like self-help books, and I still do to an extent. Like, if there's something that I feel like I need to work on or something new that I need to do. I remember during COVID, ain't shit was going on. When we were quarantined, and I read this book called The Productivity Project because I wanted to be more productive, and I didn't know how. Yeah. And so this guy kind of read all the productivity books, and he like boiled it down into one book. All the best advice.
The Cliff Notes.
Not Cliff Notes. It was his own book. Like, he wrote it, but he was like, I spent a year doing different experiments. I would meditate for 20 minutes a day, and then I'd meditate for 3 hours a day for a week and see which one was more productive. Yeah. I would work 2 hours a day, and then I would work 10 hours a day, and which one was more productive. Yeah. And I would clock. I would wake up early or wake up whenever I wanted to, and he would do all these different experiments just on himself. And then he just kind of wrote a very fun, easy read about it. Yeah. And I read that book, and now I still have some of those tips in me. Good. One of them, I think the main one being every day pick 3 things that if you did those, you would feel like that's a productive day. Huh. Because sometimes it's like there's all these things we want to do. It's like, motherfucker, pick 3 of them, do that today, then check off the day. Yeah. And if you do more, that's fine, but that's what success is.
That's interesting because I don't have that. I got to do a lot of shit in my mind. No, I have to do very few things, which is the way I like it.
This is probably the key to your success.
I hyper focus on the things that I want to do. Like, I wanted to travel when I was young, so I traveled, and then now it's like I want comedy to be stabilized in comedy, so I'm working towards that. Yeah. I wake up every day thinking about that. Yeah. And there's very few things that I interesting in my mind that's like,
yeah, I think that's key. I think because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that they want to do, and then they project too far out into the future. Like, I want to be I want to be a world famous comedian. And it's like, well, what do I gotta do to get there? I don't fucking know. It's like, well, fucking, what do you gotta do? What can you do today? That's write a joke. Yeah, but that's only one goal. That's sure. One goal. Yeah, there's a lot of steps in between, but just having that one is like, that's, I think, what's important. But I guess I think a lot of people really think about all the things that need to be done this week, and it's like, you pick this today, one step. I mean, for me, like with this podcast shit, I'm taking a break right now just because I'm moving and shit. But it was like, all right, do 1 clip a day. Then, hey, you got a comedy show later, you gonna do that, and then you have to fucking actually work, like your day job. So like, that's 3 things. If you do those 3 things, don't stress. If you can squeeze in a 4th, that's okay. But those 3 things, that's what you do. And then tomorrow, okay, you don't have a comedy show, so you should record a podcast, put up a clip. But like, and I just kind of do that. Yeah. And it doesn't. Sometimes you feel like you're not productive, but every single day, that $2,500 check says otherwise. Shit, son, come on now. But we just touched the microphones together for the listeners. But yeah, so I still use books for that. Whereas like, if I'm interested in a thing, I will read a book about that. Is that something you do?
No.
Where do you go whenever you're looking for the next advice or the next, what to do?
I try to go to, like, just like the richest man taught me, go to people that know and seek the advice of knowledgeable people that have been doing it. Yeah. That's kind of what we're doing with the club. It's like, we're trying to work on marketing and advertising, so we're talking to marketers and advertisers. Yeah. Get the knowledge and from them, and then what if I can implement it myself, cool, but it's like, this has turned into a bigger thing than just running one show. So it's like, we pay people. We gotta pay people to be on top of it, which is fine, because I don't want to do. I like producing.
You don't want to do anything.
I don't want to do. If I have to be in comedy, I'd rather be performing. I'd rather just show up, get 30 grand, walk away. Yeah. The day to day of the business is like, it hurts creativity. We were talking about that.
Yeah. Well, because that's what you were talking about. You were talking about you are taking a break from drinking right now, or you're trying to quit completely.
I'm trying to quit forever.
Trying to quit forever. Yeah. And you mentioned because you're running this club, and you're talking about because it's fucking with your creativity. Tell me about that.
Right. Yeah, no, it's just there's so many aspects of what's like this. We started from the ground up, which was start a show. Show did good. Okay, do the show every week. All right, we did. All right, let's take 3 days a week. All right, we got this. Oh shit, we got a whole. Now we need staff. We need people to help run it. Okay, we got to hire that. We got to get the lineup straight. We got to make sure we got a contract so we can't get kicked out of here and nobody else could take the room. Oh shit, this is turning into a profitable thing. We got to get marketing and advertising behind it. We got to manage this money, so we need like a CPA at some point to like,
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had to fill out an LLC. We got business accounts. We had to do. You got to do all of it, and you become everything. You got to clean up.
Like,
that's not even the day-to-day shit. Yeah. You got to put the chairs out. You got to buy the wine. You got to open the doors.
Yeah.
You know, set the tiki torch.
And then at some point you're like, am I even a comic anymore?
Through all of this, the good thing is we still get to perform on. We still made time to perform on all these shows. So I'm still on stage. I'm still getting chops built slowly, slower than I think it would be. But then it's hard to say because I don't know if I would have a place to do an hour and a half a week, like I do now.
Yeah, yeah, it is tough. Tell me, what's your ideal creative process? As in, like, if you had. Because right now you working a lot. Like you said, you just walked us through all the shit that you're doing. Yeah. And that takes away time, even just time or even mental space.
For sure.
Because you're like, if I'm not working on the business, I want to fucking relax or like fucking watch TV or hang out with my girl or this that. Yeah. So, what's your ideal creative process?
Just 12 hours of nothing to do.
Yeah.
And then it just comes to me. That's how it all happens. It's like. You ain't thinking about nothing. You're like, oh shit, I got a little problem with this, and you write. You got time to write and like edit and refine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I write kind of like journal style. I don't write like jokes. I just write like journals and how I'm feeling, and then out of that I'll see something, and then I'll extract that.
That's exactly what I do.
Boom, boom, boom. Try to expand on that. Put it on stage. See how it feels to talk about it. Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. I think I do that, and I think I do take it one step further, and I try to get jokes out of it,
add a twist to it.
Yeah, add more of a twist. Be like, that seems like a premisey thing. Let me write out that a little bit more. Okay, cool. I can see where there could be jokes. Like there's like different, like you boiling it all down. Yeah. Here's my raw feelings. Here's a list of premises for my feelings. Here's some jokes for my feelings, and here's some tag. And like so. Yeah. Kind of becomes.
I could get more in depth with it if I had more time.
Sure.
And I could put a tighter set together.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know. I'm also after stability, so which is you don't make a lot of money. Everybody's not getting $2,500 checks. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, that's the last time that'll happen. It's not like that's gonna happen every week.
It could though.
Oh, it will. One day.
Yeah.
One day.
It's coming.
One day.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll see what happens.
But that if I just went that route, because I don't have a day job. I haven't had work for 3 years now, just comedy shit. So it's like if I got to make it happen somehow. And this is thankfully still in the comedy world, so
yeah, it's just I guess for you that works. Like I think I would be a little because like I want the craft and I like it all and I like getting better and I like writing better jokes and I like the craft of it. And
how old are you?
29. 29.
I'm 35.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about kids and stuff too.
Yeah.
So houses and settling down and shit.
I'm getting mad at my friends for thinking about kids. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We're not having kids yet. And my best friend, he's like, I think I might have a kid. Next year or two. I'm like, year or two?
Yeah.
We're not ready for that. And he's like, you're not married. You're not in the relationship. I'm like, but still.
Yeah. I'm getting older for sure. So.
Yeah, for sure.
The mind's like.
Yeah. I feel like the last few months creative has been hard.
For you?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I think this podcast really takes it out of me. Just having that. It's constant. It never goes away.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Why'd you start this? Just for followers and shit? Like trying to build the typical audience?
I'm trying to, if shit's gonna happen, you gotta make it like you talking about ground up. You gotta make it happen, number one.
Yeah.
And so I wanted something that I put energy into that feels like it's progressing my career. So, I've been putting out the podcast episodes themselves, they get, it's slow, but it's steadily going up a little bit. There may be like 50 to somewhere between like 50 and 80 per
1,000?
episode? No, just 50 or 80.
Oh. I ain't gonna shit you down.
That's fucked up, man.
No, 50 to 80 is good.
You got the check though.
You gotta start somewhere. Look at that check though.
The check though.
That's coming.
So like literally,
just put the check in the
50, 80,000. That's heartbreaking. Anyway.
No, you know what happened the other day?
But I get a lot of I get still not 50 or 80,000, but I still get like thousands of like Instagram clips, YouTube clips, and it's like that is increasing. It's increasing YouTube subscribers. It's got me a lot more Instagram followers.
That's what you gotta do.
And it's nothing that anyone. It's nothing to brag about really, but it's like it feels like I'm moving in the right direction. And then
that's all that matters.
And then once I mean, I did the Comedy Central thing the other day.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I did that. Set went well. It's gonna go out. I just talked to the dude like in November or something like that. And then, what if that gets a lot of people? And then there's stuff to look at.
What are you gonna do? What's if being a world famous comedian? You think you'll be happy? Then you won't have nothing to chase.
No, I think I'd be. It's about the art for me.
It's about the art.
It is about the art. It's about the.
Those are the people that win.
Yeah,
people that are dedicated to them.
I mean, I think it's about the art and then the money. Like if it was just, like if someone said, "Would you still do stand up if you couldn't make any money from it?" I'd probably still do it, but not as intensely.
You would still. I wouldn't do it.
But I think it would be cool to be able to put out a special every couple of years, and then
yeah.
Everyone likes it. You write a bunch of new jokes, but then you make money off of that. Like there needs to be that part of it to make it like sustainable.
If I got $2 million tomorrow, I don't think I would do stand up ever again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I would definitely. I don't know what else I would do.
I would be chilling.
I mean, also $2 million is not that much. It's enough to chill for. Put
it in the bank. You get 10% on that is 200,000. That'd be good. We'll figure it out. But
no, but I've been doing I did the Comedy Central thing was last month. I had like my Velv set back in like August.
Yeah.
August, and then I ran another. I put on another one-off show in August. And like I've just been doing my act. I haven't really in the podcast. I've just been busy with other shit.
Yeah.
Doing FPIA, I have to do the same motherfucking set. I'm not writing new jokes for it, so it's just my mind's been in like perform mode, and it hasn't been in like relax and write mode.
Yeah.
So which is fine, it's bearing fruit. But I do want. I love writing. I love writing new bits.
Really.
I love.
New York will put pressure on you.
Yeah.
It'll apply pressure.
Yeah.
Because you gotta climb. You gotta climb again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be good for me.
I believe in you.
Yeah. You were out there for a little bit.
Very little bit.
How long were you there?
5 months.
5 months. How was the 5 months? Give me a
March 2020.
Okay. Well, never mind. Beginning in March 2020.
I think the first or second week.
Yeah, that's not good.
Moved out there with
somebody.
Yeah.
Moved there with somebody. Do you think COVID sped up that downfall?
The dissolution?
Yeah, the dissolution of...
Is that a word?
Yeah.
The dissipation? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it applied pressure and then the cracks snapped. Sure. But I would have been... If I was still there, I would be focused on the craft.
Yeah.
Because the goal is still to get to the top and chill.
Right.
And it has to... And I've put the parameters. It has to be through comedy. So I would have started to climb that ladder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I think it'd be good.
That's fascinating.
It'll put pressure on you.
So you're doing that, and then why are you not drinking anymore? I mean, I know you.
I'm just with my life. It feels better.
What feels better about it?
Alcohol's never been a friend of mine. It's never led to
positive things.
I can't name one. I've been hit in the face twice because I was drunk, talking shit, talking a lot of shit.
What shit are you talking? Why are you talking shit?
Because it's fun to talk shit.
Is it to friends? Is it to strangers?
Strangers.
What are you saying to these people?
Nah, I'm just, one of them I was just talking like, dog, I whoop you and every and the 10 people you brought with you. Just it's me versus 11. It's like,
Yeah.
that's not good odds.
And you just calling them out.
Oh yeah, and then they call me out and then knock me out.
Damn.
I've been hit in the face twice. Both drunk, both talking shit.
Did you get hit in the face and that was the end of it, or did you try to fight back?
No, I was so drunk.
Oh yeah, you just couldn't. You're like,
I got a joke. It's like there's too much confidence in alcohol. It's like I've been in one fight because of the confidence in alcohol, and I was so sure I was gonna win that fight. I just kept my hands in my pockets the whole time.
You were so confident you just didn't fight. You're like,
I got this.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Damn.
So just talking a lot of shit. Everybody needs to be hit in the face though.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I started this podcast and it's like, oh, what are you doing to improve yourself? Turns out everyone's doing the same shit.
What?
Not drinking, exercise more, eat better. No one's doing anything interesting.
That's the common sense thing.
What an awful premise this has become.
I mean, it's the
everyone's just like, I'm trying to run. Eat less sugar.
Do 50 push-ups, touch my toes.
Touch my toes. No one's doing anything interesting.
So as you get grown, dog.
I mean, yeah, it all becomes like, we all need to. I was just trying to make it.
Yeah,
make it go a little bit more.
Yeah.
What about spiritually? You seem so zen. You want peace.
Yeah.
Do you like Buddhism?
Buddhism?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about it, but
shit, because you already Buddha, man.
Yeah, I like chilling.
You already Buddha. That's all he was about.
Yeah, I like I don't like to keep up chaos and be around chaos, and so even in chaotic moments, I can move pretty still.
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of my resolve, my inside.
Yeah. What is? Yeah.
It's just not a lot's worth it. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like
is death a motivator for you?
No.
Not a motivator, but
it's a motivator to kind of
put life in perspective, sort of thing.
Of course, it's like standing next to the ocean. It's like it's way bigger than us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. You live hard, you die hard, and I'm trying to live, eat, chill, easy, and die easy.
What happens when you die?
I think it's an energy. I think it's all energy, and it just goes into something else: a tree, a plant, ants, something like that.
Were you raised with any religion?
Yeah, Baptist.
Baptist.
With the church and shit.
Did you lose that?
No, I'm still spiritual. I don't go to church though. I
feel like for everything you're talking about, there even this inner core thing, even if there's no words for it or it's not some sort of organized religion, I feel like there must be some sense of this peaceful spirituality in you.
What do you mean?
Because you seem so zen that that I'm like, I imagine there's some sort of spiritual core that keeps everything in perspective.
Yeah, Xanax.
You just on Xanax all the time?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I never take that.
Like, no, man. Alcohol's not good for me. Xanax, though. Hey.
Love that shit. Blend it. No, I don't know what it is, dog. I can't really tell you. It's just I feel like it's all good. It's all good. It's all working out how it's supposed to work out. You know what I mean?
I do feel that sometimes.
It's all.
If you really believe that, like even if it's not even about like you don't work hard or don't try at things, but
do what comes naturally.
Like understand that given a certain number of variables, and this can only go so many ways. So it's either going to happen or it's not. So you try.
Well, I think it could go. I think in the beginning it could go any kind of way because we don't create. Do you think this is how I see it? If you told me to create the world, right, and all the things in the world, dog, I would forget about 99.9% of the shit.
Sure.
I forget about jellyfish, dog. We wouldn't have jellyfish if it was left up to me.
If you had to recreate the world, you'd be like, "Fuck, I forgot the jellyfish."
I forgot something. Backpacks. I don't know if I come up with backpacks.
Yeah.
Maybe that seems simple, practical, but
the little plastic part at the end of the shoelace. All our shoelaces would be
framed. The little tip.
Yeah, all our shoelaces would be framed.
I would have forgot all that shit. Why we ain't put the tape on the shoelace? Dog? This nigga, dog.
I was working on zebras.
Yeah.
I was doing zebras.
Where's the camels? I knew I forgot that. Yeah, so it's like I didn't create this, and then I ain't gonna stress about you know, there's something bigger happening, and I can only ride with it and roll with it.
Right.
So I like Bruce Lee. I like the Be Like Water.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we all do what we think is best for us. Water, you take the path, not necessarily of least resistance to everybody, but to you, it seems like that's the best option.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can do. That's where I got to go. That's where I got to be. So I just try to roll with that feeling.
Yeah, I was thinking about this last night. I feel like my dad, he raised me with a sense of like, it's not as overt as this, but like if you want it, get out there and get it. Go out there and do it.
Sure.
Go out there and shake hands and ask for what you want and work hard for it and do this thing. And if someone's in your way, you push them out of the way to get it a little bit more. Not so Machiavellian or rude. My dad's a real like integrity guy. Like he's not saying stab people in the back. He's just saying no, just
be firm.
Be firm and get what you're supposed to get. And that's not my way. I'm very like, you know, hey, if this ain't like with water, hey, if this ain't the way to go, I'm gonna just scoop up and go. Maybe I'm gonna go this way. Maybe I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah. And
I feel like that'll lead you to a better place. Because forcing, that's a motto of mine. Like in the last year, it's like don't force it. Like if you're doing anything, a relationship, a joke, trying to get a job, trying to go to a place, trying to make a thing happen, even trying to make plans with a friend where it's like, hey, you free tomorrow? It's like, oh, I'm free between like 2 and 4. It's like, oh, I'm free between like 3 and 6.
Yeah.
Maybe we could like,
don't worry about it.
We're just not gonna do it.
Yeah,
it'll happen
right.
Or won't. Whatever.
Balance feels the best when it feels like that's what I'm supposed to be. I'm on point.
Yeah, that's the word, is balance.
When you feel balanced, I feel like I can get anything done.
Yeah,
I can accomplish anything, but I got to be balanced. I can't be, exerting energy where it's trying to force things.
Yeah,
it's like then I used to study like personal training, and
like to become a personal trainer.
Yeah, to become a personal trainer. And in the books there was like a relaxed muscle reacts faster, a tense muscle reacts slower, but like a relaxed muscle, you know what I'm saying? It just reacts faster.
Like a smoothness versus like a
forcing it.
Yeah.
If you're tense, you're like, but if you're relaxed, you're like, oh yeah, I got that. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a philosophy that's like, yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like that's where we vibe. Because that's why I like talking to you, because you remind me that there's this part. Sometimes I get anxious and neurotic and think about. But there's a part of me that's like, no man,
it's all good.
You just live in a van, wake up, open the window if it's hot, hold it if it's warm. What's wrong?
What are these questions?
You always look at me like, I'm living in a van, dude. It's obviously.
Yeah.
Like, what if you need to stretch? You get out the car.
Get out the van. Yeah, I mean, in my mind, it's. I gotta go. It just doesn't. Looking in, it looks like this motherfucker's wild.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about you is you have that, but you don't seem like a crazy person doing it. You seem like you're going with this flow, and I don't see the flow that you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not chaotic. You're like, no, I'm going with it this way.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go with it that way.
I've had people get mad at me because they feel like I'm too calm. Like, you're not.
Like girls?
Yeah.
People.
You don't seem, what do they say? You don't seem like you care. Or you don't seem like it bothers you. Or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I agree.
It's like, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I say, no, I mean, I get it.
What, a girl wants you to be bothered? Or like
bothered because she was bothered about something. And it's like, you should also be bothered by this. And it's like, well, this really ain't my situation. I mean, I'm standing next to you, but this really ain't.
It seems like a you problem.
Yeah, I could get you out of this, but you ain't listening. So,
how are you with boundaries? You seem like you'd be great with boundaries in a relationship. So much so that they would get angry at you.
Like establishing boundaries?
Like that, just being like, no, this is actually your problem. I can help you, but you gotta listen to me. Well, you should just help me. All right, well, you're on your own, girl.
What I've learned is that shit don't work.
You said what?
That shit don't work. You got to let people do their thing, and then I feel like I'm a leader by example, not by like, because if I tell you, it might come off like an asshole or.
You're talking about in a relationship.
In a relationship. Okay. So it's like, I have to like, if I see something, I realize this too. It's like if I see something, I gotta wait like a day or something to figure out the right way to express this instead of saying it in the moment. Mm-hmm. But you just gotta let people be them.
Yeah. I was just getting not a real argument. I was getting an argument with my girl. She went to my parents' house this weekend. Yeah, we all did. This last weekend.
She went by herself.
Yeah, we both went. We both went to my parents' house. Committed. And she, we went there because my brother's in town. Yeah, and he lives in Spain, so it's a big deal that he's here. Oh, okay. And he brought his girlfriend, who's never been to America. Okay. And we're playing Topgolf because he likes Topgolf. Topgolf's fun. Yeah. And I love Topgolf. Yeah. And I like it when my parents pay for Topgolf. So I was like, let's go visit my parents so that we can go to Topgolf. And of course, it's hot. It's in Texas. It's in Houston. And she brings jeans and those boots from before. And I'm like, girl, we golfing. Right. This is not the right outfit. And she's like, well, I got sandals. I can wear the sandals. I'm like, what about jeans? And she's like, I'll be all right. Yeah. And I'm like, do you want to go buy? We got time. We can go buy you some shorts. Yeah. She's like, no, I'm fine. And I can tell, and I know it's not a good choice. So I go to my brother's girl and I'm like, hey, do you have any shorts or a skirt? And she's like, oh, I got this. I was like, here, put this on. And then she puts it on, and then we're at Topgolf, and she's like, you know what? Thank you so much. I'm so glad you made me do that. Yeah. I was like, I interjected. I didn't listen to her, and then it went well. I was like, good. Also at Topgolf, my brother, we're running out of time, and my brother's like, I'm still itching to hit, and she had some balls left, and she's like, oh, cool, you can hit my balls, and I'm like, now come on, now you don't give up your balls. If you want to hit your balls, you hit your Jordan, my brother, he just wants to hit, but he can calm down. But you have your balls, and she's like, no, I actually don't want to hit the balls. I'm like, no, you should hit you got your balls to hit, and then she's like, I don't want to hit the balls, and I'm like, well, I was right about the skirt, but this time.
Why did she give up on things easy?
Because she's nice. She's polite.
You don't want her to be nice?
And she's not in her family. This isn't her family. So she's like, yeah, if you want to go, you can go. And I'm trying to like make sure that like, well, if you really don't want to, you don't have to. I see. But if you're just being nice, don't be nice to him. That's my brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's go. I don't want the last cookie. You can have it. It's like, but she might, if she really wants the last cookie, have it,
I mean, I would be like,
and all right, that's the thing. Me and her, we talked about it, and it came to like, I was sort of like, yeah, I probably should just let her do. I should. The thing is, that was the dilemma between us. Was I should have listened to her when she said she didn't want to hit the balls. Yeah. But then I should have also let her be hot in the jeans.
Wear the jeans.
It seems like I either had to let her do whatever she wanted for both or interject in both. And what I chose was interject in both. Yeah. But I didn't want to see her hot. And I didn't want to see her be overly polite to lose her chance to hit the Topgolf balls.
I got to trust that people know what's best for them, because I also think I know for the most part, I know what's best for me, unless you give me some sound reason why it's, like the jeans, I would be like, all right, that makes sense. Maybe I'll change it in the show. I would have probably, you know what I'm saying? If my girl was like, it's going to be hot, and it's like, you're right. Let me switch shorts. Yeah. But
the reason why she was like, no, I can just wear the jeans, because she was being polite. I don't want anyone to make a big fuss.
Oh, I see.
So then later on with the balls, nice. She's like, I don't want to. You can hit the balls. I don't want to make a fuss. And then I'm like, well, which situation do I intervene?
Is she nice like that all the time?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, but definitely more so when you're visiting your boy's parents.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So that was the situation where do I let them just make their mistake and wear the jeans?
Yeah, because
I lose the balls, or do I interject, get her a skirt so she's comfortable, but also interject and then cause a friction between us because I'm pushing my desires on her.
I've had it come back to me like, don't push your I'm not you. Don't push your life on me. I've had that come back at me. And so it's like, just kind of, if they ask for advice, you give them advice. If they don't ask, be like,
Yeah.
You learn more from the mistake.
Yeah. And we talked a long time about it. We talked a long time about it.
Really?
It was a useful, interesting conversation.
Because she felt the way.
Huh?
She felt like you were interjecting.
There was just a tension between us, and we don't like that, so we just talked it through.
Talk it
and
out.
we had a 3.5 hour drive, so it's like, yeah, let's spend a couple of those talking about the skirts versus the ball.
Oh, why these two are different?
Yeah. What we landed on was pretty good, because that's why relationships are interesting. Because I have a thing where I have a bit of a savior complex in relationships, where I just want to help you.
I also.
Yeah, and she has a politeness, I don't want to be a burden complex, if you will.
Sure.
And so that was a situation where both of our complexes kind of, rubbed up against each other, and then that's what caused a fight. So then we're like, okay, let's break this apart. Let's break down the dynamic. Like, okay, cool. So you crazy and I'm crazy, but we both love each other. So we gonna get through it.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Relationships are interesting for sure.
Yeah. You and one, how's your girl?
Teach you a lot about yourself. It's going good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're about to go Cuba in October.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go check that
Vacation?
out. Yeah.
Doing shows?
No. Just kicking it.
She speaks Spanish?
A little bit.
She could do some shows out there.
Yeah. I probably speak more than her. She didn't. I don't think. Not a lot of people around to learn Spanish from. How she grew up.
That's true.
But me, I was speaking Spanish in Puerto Rico and working in restaurants in Texas. True. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up with advice.
Advice?
This is a new thing I'm trying to do.
It's a new segment?
Yeah. You're giving advice. Give the people advice on a variety of what's just like a rapid fire. Like, what's your advice on comedy?
On comedy, do your own thing, be your own person, and study the game, and you'll be fine.
All right. What's your advice on running a business?
Running a business, maintain good relationships. Like, don't put too much emotion into it. Just keep it about the business, and do something you're having fun at.
What's your advice on being homeless? If a motherfucker gotta be homeless.
If you gotta be homeless, you're in a good position. Get a job, save a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying?
Your advice to the homeless: get a job.
Get a job. And don't be too quick to get an apartment. Save some cash.
Okay.
Make investments.
What's your advice on achieving peace and chill?
You gotta kind of just believe in yourself and believe in just do your own thing.
Hell yeah. And then lastly, what's your advice for me, man, on how to beat you?
On how to beat me?
Yeah, just on how to beat Andre.
You can't beat me, so you might as well just kick it. You might as well make this a mutual relationship, because I ain't want to take losses for too long. You know what I mean? I'm about a W2, dog.
Yeah, that's the coolest. Like, hey man, you ain't gonna beat me, so let's be friends. Cause you might as well. I'll take you down.
Listen, I'm one of those people. I can't win every fight, but you gonna feel me, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I ain't the biggest, but you gonna feel. I'm in the fight.
Hell yeah! Oh my god. Well, you're a funny dude. You got anything to plug? Obviously, East Austin Comedy Club.
East Austin Comedy Club. I think that's about to. We're about to do some big things.
What are you doing? You doing shows out there? What Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 2 shows. 7 and 9 on Thursday. 8 and 10 on Friday, Saturday. We'll try to expand into Tuesday and Wednesday here soon. And then me and Martin Hinn, we got our shows at Last Stand Brewery on Wednesday. Dripping Springs on Thursday.
All good shows. I've done most of them. And they're all very fun.
I don't know. We're just chilling. Dog. We out here.
And if you want to see Andre, come see him on the porch, man.
We kicking it. You come kick it, though. Don't bring no drama, though. I like chilling.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, Andre. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me, dog.
Yeah. This was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Good luck in New York.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, y'all.